Hi everyone, this is Karen Lohop again, and I am anxious to tell you or talk with you about something that I've talked with in the past. Talked with. Maybe I should wait until in the morning. Um, I've been thinking quite a bit about Nick Walenda, having watched him cross the Grand Canyon last night. And then I saw such a beautiful scene. First thing, when I got on Facebook this morning, I feel like I don't get on Facebook a lot, and I feel like I generally don't get on in the morning, except to maybe usually on a group Facebook that I participate in, and it's part of my purpose is to do part of my work. But I saw this beautiful, beautiful scene, and I absolutely love what I call real mountains. And I suppose we all have a different definition of what a real mountain is. But I grew up in Wyoming up by Yellowstone Park. And if you've ever been up that way, you know immediately what kind of mountains I'm talking about. My father had a ranch 35 miles up the South Fork, and there is a mountain on the way there, well, it's beyond there, that has a kind of a hollowed out area that retains the snow for quite some time in the spring, like oftentimes I think probably May, June, somewhere in there, that looks like a horse's head. And so we would drive up towards the ranch and look at that mountain, and oh, it was just so neat to be able to see that. And when I went away to school, turns out that I probably didn't realize it then. Who knows how long I've even realized it now. But I was such a pleaser, so anxious to please. And I had this boyfriend from California, like, I forget the place, but it's, along the ocean, south of Los Angeles a little bit. And he was an artist, and he was a hippie, and his mother was a hippie, and his mother was an artist, and he had red hair, red mustache, red beard, just a total change from anything I was used to. I don't think we ever saw anybody like that where I grew up. But he and his brother both liked to rock climb, and I was privileged to go along and rock climb, learn that I love to rappel, learn, well, we did some spelunking, some caving as well, and I just enjoyed the whole adventure of the prussicking out of the cave, up through the hole, into the sky, and just some things that it's fun to remember. And so this morning I saw this beautiful, beautiful view in Montana of a mountain with snow on it, and it just made me remember and realize how much I miss being able to be around that. And not sure if I could make the trek up anymore, but I would like to try, because I've spent about 40 years of my life on this flat desert terrain in the Phoenix area where the only thing that anybody might mistakenly call a mountain is simply dirt with cactus on it. And so I've been thinking about what they interviewed a number of people, and I guess I don't recall if it was his doctor or if it was his best friend since they were 3 and 4 years old. But someone said, uh, and it might have even been his father, someone said of Nick Wallenda that he would be fine going across the Grand Canyon on a 2-inch wire without a net, um, because he had visualized the whole way. Watching him do that, and I do now remember, for those of you who are distressed that I couldn't remember yesterday's video, the camera was a step cam, and he wore it on his chest, and he was able to, with that, show everything beneath him, which was quite interesting because we were looking 1,500 feet down into the Grand Canyon, and I've rafted on the Grand Canyon and hiked in the Grand Canyon, and it's pretty muddy usually, and it was muddy, and you know, it's just interesting to think that you're looking down and you're not falling forward. Or mainly, he wasn't falling forward, and you could watch him put one step in front of the other in a kind of a thing that I imagine was kind of a slipper. He did change from his shoes to those, and they had said how hot the day had become and how hot that wire had been, and so I was thinking that I hoped there was enough protection for his feet, because that's a long ways to go, and it's not like you can just kind of, you know, raise up your hand and say, lift me off and let me cool my feet, or I need to go to the bathroom. I think being obviously older than he is, um, really hard to tell how old he was, but his mother looked real good, and it just, you think of different things as you progress on the age scale, and at least women do. I mean, you know, women have such a change as they go through menopause and all of that, that it's impossible to not think. There's a lot of things to take into consideration, but it really is amazing when you think about that someone would essentially devote their life to doing these kinds of adventure things that no one else is doing. Probably no one else will do. Probably no one else will be able to do the Niagara Falls. I suppose might allow someone else to try across the Grand Canyon. But his mother had, yes, attempted to get him interested in going to school and some other things, and he returned. And when I say he returned, his gorgeous sister with the cutest dimples in the world, she just probably wouldn't appreciate mention of her dimples because she's a mature woman, but beautiful woman, and obviously older than him, because they had a picture when he was probably 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. And she was taller and behind him. And they were on a wire, but it was only like a couple inches off the grass. And you have to think how neat those parents had to be to have an occupation and an interest in things the children would have an interest in, and that they would be able to um, learn to be good at an early age. Well, I don't even now remember exactly what it was I was going to share with you. Uh, it was a different topic than this, um, but I am glad that I mentioned the beauty of the mountains um, and what I think is just fascinating about this walk and what Nick Molenda and his entire family does. So, fare thee well. Bye.